Okay, I'm back with part three in this series where I'm sharing the best and worst gift sets at Sephora. So I expressed in my last video that I hope I wasn't coming off nitpicky, and I'm so glad that a lot of you seem to be enjoying this series, that you said it's actually informative and helpful because you yourself don't have the time to sit there and do the math to see if the products are actually worth what you're paying for. So that is my whole goal with this series. There are so many Sephora gift sets. I feel like there are more than ever. So as you kind of scroll through the website, it can feel a little bit overwhelming to decide which ones to try, which ones are worth the money, which ones aren't. So in these videos, I just like to break it down and share what I think are the best in terms of value and the worst. Keep in mind the monetary value attached to each set is just one factor to take into consideration. Maybe you'd rather have multiple color options instead of paying the same price for one product. That's how I typically feel. And also keep in mind, just because they have like a very high value attached to it doesn't necessarily mean it's worth the money if you don't think you'll get use out of everything in this set. So this is just one factor, but I also think it's just fun to kind of go through and see what the brands are offering and share my thoughts on them. So let's jump into it. Today, I actually have a lot of really good sets to share with you. In the last two videos, there were a lot of sets that I personally didn't think were worth the money, but this time around, there are some really good options. So I'm excited to kind of switch it up and talk about some positives, although there are a few that I don't recommend as well. So let's get started. Okay, so Makeup by Mario launched a set. This is something that I think is going to be in high demand because of the product, but also because it's Makeup by Mario. It's the Mini MoistureGlow On The Glow Plumping Lip Serum Duo. It's $24. And one thing I love about this set is that it does come in three different options, which is so nice to see. So depending on your personal preferences, your skin tone, there might be a set that will work better for you. A lot of brands typically just do like one color variation, although Milk Makeup did do two with their blushes as well, but I think it's nice to have options. All of these shades are permanent shades, so if there is a certain color you wanted to try or one of these are your favorite, that might appeal to you. Out of the six, five of them do have shimmer and one is a cream, so just something to keep in mind if you don't like shimmer in your lip products. So I will say, when it comes to this set, it is one of the worst when it comes to value that I've seen out of everything, because you're only getting about $18 worth of product for a $24 set. Usually brands will give you at least as much value as what you're paying, most of the time more. Like even brands like Charlotte Tilbury, who don't tend to have like a very high value for what you're paying, usually include like the bare minimum or a few dollars more. But Makeup by Mario set is actually only worth $18 versus the $24 it costs. Now I know I always say this, but when it comes to lip products, specifically for me, or cream blushes or liquid blushes, I'd rather have like two or three minis versus one full-size product, because those are not products I'm going to go through very quickly, if at all. So the value for me definitely lies within having multiple shades, and that can be the case for you, but just keep in mind you're not getting a ton of product in here, and it is the type of formula that I feel like you can go through quickly, especially when these are on the smaller side. And I have heard some people say they end up going through the full-size lip glosses so fast. So if that's the case, you'll definitely go through these really quickly too. I personally feel like they should have included a little bit more product, or maybe like a third shade, bringing the value up to like $27. But I obviously do not create makeup. I don't know what goes into the packaging, the manufacturing process. So that's just something to keep in mind from the brand's perspective when it comes to pricing, if you're interested in that. But I wouldn't worry about that. You're the consumer, you're the one spending your hard-earned money on this. So if you don't feel like the value is there, then I would skip it. It's just good to know you're getting a little less product than you would if you were to purchase the full size, and you're not getting a lot of value like you typically do with value sets. Okay, so Tower 28 launched a gift set this year. It is the Lip Drip Cookie Butter Gloss Set. It's $24 and $32 in value. You get two full-size lip jellies. So you get the shade Chill, which is just a clear, and then you also get a limited edition shade, which is Chestnut, and it's kind of like a warm orangey nude. I'm almost 100% sure this is their set from not last year, because I don't think I bought it last year. I want to say 2 years ago, because I had these exact shades. I still have one of them. I actually ended up decluttering the shade Chestnut. It didn't look great on me. Since the lip jellies retail for $16 each, it's basically like buy one, get one half off, which is a really good deal if you think you'll wear both of the shades. I think a lot of people might like Chill because it is a clear, but if you have a lot of clear gloss, it might not appeal to you. And then look up lip swatches of Chestnut, because it looked so bad on me, but it could look really gorgeous on you. So not a bad deal, but not the most exciting duo in my opinion. Tower 28 has a ton of products. It would be nice to see them do a set with some different options, or even different lip jellies, especially because I think they did this one 2 years ago. They have so many beautiful colors. And a few years ago, I got a set with like four minis, and that was so nice because I got to try out multiple shades. Actually, Lawless did a set with 3 mini Forget the Filler lip glosses. This formula is so good. I tried it for the first time this year and I love it. So I personally want to pick this one up. I love the colors they chose for this set because you get Rosy Outlook, which is a super light, basically like almost clear baby pink. I'm actually wearing a little bit today on top of this Milk Makeup Gloss in the shade Quest. My camera just cut out, but I basically just wanted to lighten this up a little bit. So that's a great lip gloss for that reason. Nudie is a pink nude with a pearl finish, and then Velvet is a rosy mauve with a plummy undertone. So Sephora does offer a mini of Rosy Outlook on their website if you just want that shade. The mini looks pretty small once you get it, and I do think it is a formula that I personally can go through kind of quickly. I think because it is such a thick gloss, you end up going through it a little bit faster than like more of a lip oil type feeling gloss. It is very smoothing, very glossy, like it makes your lips look so full because it's really thick, very luxurious feeling. It's a really pretty formula. I will say that if you calculate this based on the price of the full size gloss, like price per ounce, the mini's actually worth more, around like $11.82, which ends up being $35.46 for the set. So either way, I do think it is a really nice deal because for the price of one full size gloss, plus $1, you get 3 minis, and each mini comes with about half the amount of product the full-size gloss comes with. So you get a good variety, you get the chance to see if you like the formula, if you like the shades, and then you can end up purchasing a full-sized version of these. Okay, let's talk about blushes, because if you're a fan of cream blushes or liquid blushes, there are some really good sets this year. Merit actually just launched their mini Flush Balm cream blush set. It's $39. Now they are saying this set has a $63 value. I did the math, that's not quite accurate in my opinion. They come out to be $19.35 each because the minis are about 1/3 the size of the full-size blushes. So I would say the set has more of like a $58 value instead of $63. Not significantly less. I still think it's a really high value for what you get, and it's a good deal. I do think this will probably sell out because I know people love the Merit blushes, myself included. This is more of a sheer formula, so it's not something you're going to want to like layer on and build up over and over, although maybe you want to. I just feel like if you do prefer more of a pigmented formula, I would go for a different brand. This is more of like a natural blush, but it looks really great on the skin. It does give you like that dewy, healthy glow. So even though these are pretty small, like they're 1/3 the size of the full-size blushes, I don't think you'll go through them super quickly. You get the shade Beverly Hills, which is a soft peach, Fox, which is a warm taupe, and then Rouge, which is a red. I think they're all permanent shades. I'm just double checking, except for the shade Rouge, which I believe is a set exclusive. If you are a fan of more of a sheer natural cream blush, I do recommend this formula. I think you'll really enjoy it. Now, if you do want more of a pigmented cream blush, then the LYS set might be for you. This one is the Mini Higher Standard Deluxe Cream Blush Trio. It's $20 and $33 in value, and I do have a couple of these. I actually purchased this set, was it last year? Yeah, last year, and I still use them. I think they're really beautiful. I actually like the colors in this set better than the colors in last year's set because I feel like I would get a little more use out of them. The only thing is they have a couple of permanent shades in this set. So Humble is a permanent shade. It's a cool soft pink. So if you already have that, that might be something worth considering whether or not you need the mini version too. Self Love is a permanent shade as well, but this one has gold shimmer, which I thought was interesting because none of their other blushes have shimmer. As someone with oily skin or more oily skin during the summertime, I really liked this formula because I found it to be very long wearing. It didn't give me like an intense dewy, glowy look at all. In fact, like I said, it's almost more matte looking. So I feel like it looks a little more natural on the skin. And if you aren't a fan of like that super glowy look a lot of cream blushes give, this is a formula you'll enjoy. But like I said, this one actually has shimmer in it. So I don't know how that would look on the skin, whether it would look good or bad, but I am kind of curious to try that out. And then Unique is a new shade and it is a deep raspberry. The full-size blushes are 6.5 grams and the minis are about 4. So they're not tiny minis at all. They're each worth about $11. So for $2 more, like compared to a full-size blush, you actually get 3 minis and you get almost twice the amount of product. So this is a really good deal when it comes to value, and LYS blushes are pretty pigmented, so a little bit goes a long way. Like you're not going to run through these fast. The last blush set I wanted to talk about today is from Saie. This is a formula that I haven't tried, but it's something that's on my wish list. So I've been thinking about picking this one up. I'm just not sure that I would love the formula because when it comes to liquid blush, I feel like it's really hard to top the Rare Beauty blushes for me personally. So I don't always have like a big interest in trying a lot of other formulas, but if you do do like more of a sheer formula and you do love a dewy glow, I think this could be more ideal for you. So this trio has mini sizes of their best-selling shades in Rosy and Chili, and then a new limited edition shade in Baby. The value does check out. These are each worth about $15. You get 7 milliliters of product in here, and the full-size blushes come with 12 milliliters. So you get a little bit more than half the amount of product you get in a full-size blush. And I think it is a good deal because liquid blush just lasts a really long time. Typically, you don't have to go in with a ton of product, whether it is a more pigmented formula like Rare Beauty or something a little more sheer. I just think you don't end up going through it as quickly as cream blush and as other makeup products in general. So I love when they offer mini versions because I think you're getting a really great deal. And it's a nice way to not only try out the formula, but just automatically have multiple options. Saie also did a mini set with 2 of their glowy super gels, which you can use in a couple of different ways. I have a mini version of this product, and typically I do use it as a primer if I want like a very glowy base. You can also use it as like a mix-in if you want to give your foundation, like, again, a touch of glow, or you can use it as a liquid highlighter. But I feel like the most ideal way for me is using it as a primer because it has a beautiful gel texture, so it's not going to leave your skin feeling like super slippery like other glowy primers can. So I think it's really pretty. So this set comes with a permanent shade, Star Glow, and then a limited edition shade, Warm Glow. They do have a mini available permanently in 2 different shades, Star Glow, and then the permanent shade is actually called Sun Glow. Sun Glow, the permanent one they offer, is darker than Warm Glow, which is in the set. So if Warm Glow is a little bit too light for you, it might just be a better option to purchase the mini separately for $16 in the shade that you really want. I will say the value attached to this set is inflated, which I thought was kind of weird because the blush one breaks down to be completely accurate. If you were to calculate this based on the amount you get in a full-size product, it's actually only worth $28. So you have a $4 savings if you were to purchase these products separately, although they do offer the mini for $16. So if you were to purchase 2 minis, it'd be $32. Even still, the value of $36 is too high for what you get. But if you do want 2 shades, you can save a little bit by grabbing this kit. If you really only think one would work for you, which is the case for me personally, save yourself a few dollars and just purchase either the mini in Star Glow, which is always available, or the mini in Sun Glow, which is also available all the time. Okay, so The Ordinary did a set that I think is just really practical, and it is a good deal. It's the Lash and Brow Duo. It's $20.30, but it's $29 in value. So if you like this product and you repurchase it every few months, then it might make sense to grab this duo and get a little bit of a discount. One of them retails for $14.50, so you're saving almost $9 if you were to purchase them separately. It's pretty much like a buy one, get one 50% off with slightly better savings. I do really like The Ordinary's Lash Serum. I used mine up, I want to say about like a month and a half ago, and I haven't repurchased it just because I forgot, to be honest. And then I got my FabFitFun box. That video should be up this week, and I actually got another serum from a different brand that I'm going to use fully. But I do really love The Ordinary serum. I actually saw a big difference in my lashes when I was using this regularly. I haven't tried it on my brows because I do use Grande Brow, but I've been wanting to because it is a pretty inexpensive serum compared to other brands. What I like about this set is the packaging actually pulls apart, so you can keep one and gift one if that's something you want to do too. I think it's so thoughtful when brands do this, and I know they're probably doing it for their own benefit as well to sell more product, but it's just nice to be able to break up the product and just be able to pass it along to multiple people. And I think as someone who does like to buy beauty gift sets for people in my life, sometimes it's nice to be able to do that instead of giving them like 2 lash serums to be able to give them to 2 separate people and save a little bit of money as well. So how do you feel about fragrance sets? I think some brands do them really well and they almost offer like a deluxe size version of it. So you are getting a good amount of product for each scent. But some brands I've noticed this year have been doing like sampler sets. And this isn't anything new, but sometimes when you buy a sampler set, you get a voucher. So you can actually go into the store at like Sephora or Ulta and redeem it for like a larger version of the perfume after trying out all of them. But a few brands are just offering what they're kind of calling like discovery sets, and Kayali is one of them. For $25, you get 8 different perfume samples. Each sample is 0.5 or 0.05 ounces, so it's small. It's basically like a freebie that you can sometimes get when you place like a Sephora order. I didn't realize this, but I was just like looking into this, and you can actually buy these little sample bottles on the Huda Beauty website for $4 each. So that's kind of expensive for a perfume sample. But if you don't have access to Kayali in person, because I don't know if they have this brand at Sephora inside Kohl's. I don't think they do. And if you don't live near an actual Sephora store, you can't really smell it before you buy it. So I do think it's kind of nice to have the option to try them ahead of time in that way. I appreciate that they actually make every sample available on the Huda Beauty website. That's kind of a lot for a sample, I will say. And if you're calculating this kit based on the price of $4 each, it's worth $32. But if you're calculating it based on the price per ounce compared to like the regular 1.7 ounce bottles, then it's really only worth about $22.50. I don't know, I feel torn on these. I feel like there are people who would enjoy them and they're interested in trying them, but I also wish brands would just do like a little bit more of like a substantial set. I bought one from Nest a few years ago and they were like tiny mini roller balls, but they came with enough product that I still use them all the time. And that was such a good deal in value because I feel like I got mini perfumes, even though they didn't necessarily have a ton of product, it was more than what you get in like those sample vials. I do think Fenty's best sets were their Gloss Bomb sets. They did one that had like three full size, or no, they're both full size options. They did one that had three and then one that had 10. Even though I wished they did like a mini Gloss Bomb set, I think those were a really good deal. But I don't think their other sets are that great. Everything else is just kind of okay in my opinion. They did a set with two of their hella thick volumizing mascaras for about, what's the price? 26. So one of these retails for $19. So it's basically like buy one, get one for $7 or get 30% off both. Not the highest savings I've seen in an eye set. A lot of brands will do like a full-size mascara and a full-size eyeliner, and it ends up being like buy one, get one free. But I do think if this is your favorite mascara and you go back to it and repurchase it over and over, it's nice to be able to get a savings if you can. I love the way this one looks, but it flaked on me so badly. Like it was the most flaky mascara I had tried in years. Although recently I tried the Too Faced eyelash primer and that locks my mascara into place so well. So I'm kind of curious to try the Fenty mascara again with that first because I feel like it would stop the flaking. Fenty also did a lip oil duo for $38. I've heard really good things about the Fenty cherry lip oil. Like a ton of people love it. These are normally $24, so the value is $48 like they claim. It's basically like getting $5 each one. $5 off each one. So again, really not a significant savings, but if it is something that you absolutely love and you would have repurchased it anyway, or you want to give it as a gift to someone who loves Fenty or would really enjoy that formula, there's a little bit of a savings there. Fenty also did a Prime and Set Essentials set. So you get a full-size Invisimatte Instant Setting Powder, and then you also get a mini Pro Filter Instant Retouch Primer. Have I tried that primer? I think I tried that primer years ago when it first came out, and I can't remember how I felt about it, so that's not really very helpful. But I did fairly recently try the powder, and I don't know. I don't really get the hype surrounding it. I know it kind of went viral on TikTok. I feel like it's fine. I think that was the product that Rihanna used during the Super Bowl during her halftime show. And I don't know, it's okay. I feel like I've tried so many powders that kind of do the same thing. So personally, I wouldn't say this is like the most amazing kit, but if you were going to purchase the powder anyway, it retails for $36. For $3 extra, you can get this mini primer too. So in that case, I would recommend it, but I don't know. I felt like the powder itself was just kind of underwhelming. Two more sets I wanted to mention. So KVD Beauty did a duo that comes with a full-size liquid liner and then a full-size pencil liner. They're both in black, and I actually really like both of these products. So the liquid liner is normally $25, the pencil liner is normally $23, but you can get both for $29. So I know a lot of people love their liquid liner and they repurchase it over and over. If you were going to do that anyway for $4 more, you can also get the pencil liner. And normally I don't rave about high-end pencil liners, but this is one of my, like I have two formulas that I love at Sephora. This one and the Too Faced Killer Liners. I like the Urban Decay pencils as well, but those are very creamy. They're not necessarily like the most long lasting. This KVD formula stays in place all day. I have a few shades. I have like a black, a brown, I have like a silver, and then I have a blue one. And when I want my eyeliner to stay and not move, that pencil liner is what I reach for. I especially love using it to kind of tight line because like I said, it does not move. So if that's what you're looking for, then I think you'll really like this formula. The last set that I wanted to mention is actually a really good deal when it comes to savings. It's the Urban Decay All Nighter Setting Spray Double Dose Duo. It comes with 2 full-size setting sprays for $45. They're normally $36 each, so you're saving $27 if you were to purchase these separately, which is basically like getting like 40% off each one. I think they do this set every year. So if you don't need setting spray right now, I wouldn't say like just run out and buy it if you don't need it. But I know some of you have told me like you use setting spray every day, you live in a super hot area, you want your makeup to stay in place well. This is still my favorite setting spray after all this time. It really locks your makeup into place so well. And this past summer, I ended up using mine a ton. It was so hot and humid this summer, and I don't know, I think I was just outside a lot more than I normally am. I remember multiple occasions like wanting my makeup to last because I still like to wear makeup even if it's hot outside, and that really did lock it into place so well. In fact, I don't know if I finished up a bottle or I almost did. Like I'm very, very close. I don't know that I need 2 full-size bottles because I feel like I go through it slowly. Like it's not something I personally use every day, but if you live in a really hot area or you do reach for setting spray every day, that is such a good option and a really good saving. So I think that's one of their best kits. At the time that I'm filming this, which is just Saturday, it's going up on Sunday, Urban Decay doesn't have any other sets available on a Sephora's website. So they usually launch a few other ones. So I feel like I'll probably be back with a part 4. I am working on a drugstore version of this video. I just don't think all of the drugstore brands have launched their holiday sets yet. So that will be coming very soon once I see a few more. But thank you for watching. If you want to check out part 1 and part 2, I'll link them for you on the screen and in the description box below. And I will see you very soon with a new video. Bye.